Am I the only one who can't hear you?
Yes. Okay, so let's breathe. Sit however you want. Find your pelvis. Stack the ribs. So I'm going to cue a little less today because we've been doing this class now. This is the third class that we're going to go a little bit more advanced. And you know, you can find something to sit on. You can even sit on a chair, right? Going to your breath. So stack pelvis over sit bones, stack ribs over pelvis, head in the middle of your head, and go through your rib breathing. Rib breathing to the back, side, and front. Good. And go ahead and start activating your core. So bring the tailbone and pubic bone together, sit bones together, lift, scoop the abdominals, lift, hugging the core in. Breathing into the back, side, and front of ribs. Breathe out, pull the pelvic floor, lift, sink the abdominals and lift. Lengthening the spine and hug everything in. Good. Give me 2 more breaths. One more. Okay, so I'm not gonna warm up the spine. I'm gonna warm it up through movements. We're gonna turn to the side, knees bent, feet in alignment with your sit bones. Use your hands to lift the spine, and we're gonna breathe out and do like a pelvic tilt. You're gonna round the pelvis, and you're gonna lift and lengthen the spine. Okay, like layers of lengthen. Breathe out, pull the pelvic floor, scoop the abdominals, round the pelvis. Make sure you're not rounding through that upper back, and then lift to the crown of the head and stack it back up. Shoulders wide, elbows wide. Breathe out, pull, round, pelvis. Lift that pubic bone, sinking the abdominals in and up. Go a little deeper each time. Breathe in, round and up. So keep your hip flexors relaxed and try to move just through those abdominals. Okay? So if you're using hip flexors, your legs might be moving. We don't want it. Round and lift. So when we start going a little deeper, make sure that when you're going through, you are keeping the C shape and you're rounding. Lift the rib cage, round up and over, find the sit bones, stack. And again, tinha agulhas ali hoje, ali atrás e aqui. Se quiser, faz aqui, ó, em cima dessa mesa aqui. Breathe out, round. Breathe into the back. Stay rounded. Stay lifted through the ribs and the abdominals. Find your sit bones, stack. Here are the arms for those who don't want to use the arms. Pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Keep going. If you can touch your sacrum, great. Scoop the abdominals. Stay lifted, lifted, lifted. Find the sit bones, stack. Give me 2 more. So your range of motion is up to you. This is fine. Hand here is fine. Keep the hip flexors and the legs relaxed. And try to move through the abdominals. Lift, scoop and lift, scoop and lift. Last one. And we're gonna stay down. So go ahead and move down, stay down, touch the head down, hands on the mat. And I'm gonna adjust my feet a little bit closer in. We're gonna move the pelvis in this position. So we're gonna go through our pelvic tilts. Feet forward in alignment with sit bones. And you're gonna breathe out, scoop the abdominals, and go into your imprint without squeezing the butt. Yeah, nice and soft. Breathe in, lengthen the spine, arching the low back, going into a really extended low back without moving the chest and the ribs. Breathe out, scoop that belly. Imprint. So it's not tightening, it's scooping deep and very lightly. Remember that 30% effort work. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, arch and dip the pubic bone forward. Breathe out, scoop and round it. One more. and in. Good. Now release the pelvis to a neutral. So we should be comfortable here, and we're going to go side to side. So I'm going to lower this hip bone, lift the other one, keeping the waist and the sit bones long. And then I'm going to come back down. Then I'm going to push the opposite hip down and lift this one. So I'm going up and down with my hip bones and down. Notice I'm not coming up this way. My waist is long. I'm just going slightly up. Squeeze the butt to lift the opposite hip down. Squeeze the butt. The ribs are anchored. The shoulders are anchored. You're just rotating your pelvis around your midline of the body. Yeah. So rotate one up, one goes down. Rotate one up, and your knees are not falling. They're just moving along with the pelvis. Do one more to each side. So lengthen, lift, and bring it back in. Now, do one more imprint and release, or two more, and then try to find your neutral between the arching and the imprint. What do you want to work today? Neutral with the low back hovering off the ground? Or do you need to go with imprint, or do you need to support your imprint with a sponge? Okay, you decide what works for you. From here, stabilize your neutral. So breathe in, breathe out. Hug that core together. And let's go into our marches. So march one leg without tipping the pelvis. So when the leg goes up, the pelvis doesn't round and go into imprint. Breathe out. Scoop the abdominals first. And then the leg goes down, keeping the abdominals lifted. Stabilize the side, move the other side. Breathe out. Lift the abdominals, connect the ribs to it, down. So keep marching side to side, activating the core deeper. It's in and up, and the ribs connect down to it. And then make sure that the side that stays down is not tipping over. So the back of the pelvis and back stays on the mat. Last two. Keep those sit bones reaching forward. Last one. Good. Keep the legs down. Let's go into a crunch. Arms to ceiling. Down or supporting your head if you need to. Lengthen the back of the neck, tucking the chin. Shoulders wide. And breathe out. Scoop the belly. Press into the back of the ribs. Crunch up without popping the abs to the ceiling and without tucking your pelvis. Roll down. Connect the hips and the ribs. Roll down controlled. Go. 4 more. And down. Now the arms can start reaching further back as long as your ribs don't pop to the ceiling. Breathe out. Scoop first. Roll up through the rib cage. So press the back of the ribs and then drag the ribs down. Connect the hips and the ribs. Come down, and if you can reach your arm further back, keep going back without disturbing the ribs. 4. Last one. 5. Keep your hands here, down here, come back down. Imprint, march your legs up. Keep the imprint the other leg. Knees closer, more stable. Knees away, more work. Imprint, push the ribs down. Single leg toe taps. Only go as far as you don't move the pelvis and the low back. Relax the leg. 4 counts down. 4 counts up. 4 counts down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 4 counts up. 3 more. Up. 2 more. Finish it with that opposite leg. If you need to hug your knees, hug it and rock side to side. We're going to go into crunches here. So the legs go back, either closer to you or away. Zip the inner thighs together. Imagine you're squishing your hands. Okay? Arms are going to go to the ceiling. If you can bring your heels together and that helps you, you can try that too. And we're going to crunch from here. Tuck your chin, lengthen the back of the neck. Pick the arm position that's best for you. And breathe out. Scoop the abdominals, roll. and roll back down, control. Scoop the abdominals, roll. Keep the shoulders and the chest nice and open. Keep zipping the inner thighs, scooping the abdominals, coming up. Pull the sit bones together if you need to. Arms keep reaching further back. Activate the pelvic floor. Sink those abdominals. Last one. Hug your knees, roll side to side. Roll your head side to side. March the legs down for bridging. Legs go back apart in alignment with your sit bones. And we're going to breathe out. So now I can bring this down a little bit more. And we're going to breathe out, scoop the abdominals, imprint. Press into the heels, squeeze the butt, roll the pelvis halfway up. Keep the action of the crunch happening. Breathe in at the top, lengthen the tailbone and the knees. Breathe out, scoop the abdominals and roll down. Beautiful. Shoulders and arms reaching down to your feet. Give me two more. Breathe out, scoop and roll. Breathe in, lengthen and roll down. One more for those half bridges. Keep pressing into the heel to activate the back of the leg. Scoop and lengthen. Let's go a little bit higher each time for another 3 to 4. Breathe out, scoop the belly. Hollow very lightly. Press the heel, squeeze the back of the legs. Roll the pelvis first. Now roll maybe a couple of ribs, not all the way. Keep the esophagus still heavy. Arms and scapulas heavy. Breathe in to lengthen the legs and the tailbone. Breathe out. Use the abdominals to roll down, keeping the tailbone and the legs reaching forward. Remember not to roll the shoulders, so the outer shoulders are pressing on the mat. Keep going. Each time you go up, maybe we take an extra 2 ribs out, but remember you keep the pressure of the scapulas, the arm, and the chest. And you're lifting from where my yellow line is here, between the thigh and the glute. Breathe in to lengthen, breathe out from the esophagus, come down. And 2 more. Go a little higher each time. Use the back of the leg, use the abdominals to press down and the back of the leg to lift you. Maintain that slight tuck of the pelvis, yeah? To keep that back nice and neutral. Last one. Keep pressing the arms, go a little higher, but every time you go high, you lift the pubic bone and you tuck the tailbone. Lift the pubic bone, arms press down, good. Then breathe out, chest relaxes from the esophagus. Oh, like you're doing a crunch without rolling the shoulders. Come down in one long line. Good, cross the leg, let's stretch. 3 to 4 breaths on each side. Nice work. Pull, pull, and switch legs, and stretch. Last breath. Good. March your leg down, bring both legs down. Good, I want to start with the roll up. So I want you to straighten your legs out, flex your feet. Remember, you can roll up, keeping your knees bent and assisting with your hands. So we're going to reach it out, reach the legs. If you can keep your inner thighs together, great. If you want to put a ball or a block between your inner thighs to help you, also even greater. Arms to ceiling and back. If you're keeping the knees bent, just pull, help up with the ribs. So let's go. Breathe in to roll, press to the back of the ribs, scoop the abdominals, roll up, anchor the sit bone, lift the ribs, drop your head between your arms, and pushing the abdominals and the ribs back, reach the outer arm and crown the head forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Press the legs down, come down, back down with the pelvis. Pelvis, pelvis, round, round, round that pelvis, anchor, and arms go back. Okay, keep going. Those who are doing with the knees bent, breathe out to come up, grab your side, pull to help you. Either keep the knees bent or straighten to lift and reach. Relax. Keep your shoulders wide. Yeah, you're reaching from your outer arm, not from your upper shoulder. Breathe out. Keep reaching through your heel, pressing the leg down, moving the pubic bone in and up. Good. Nice, Vanya. Also, another option, when you come down, you can roll yourself up and do just a roll down with either the leg straight or bent. And you can just work on the roll down, even you're supported. Okay? And then if this is enough for you, roll to the side again and come back up. So we're gonna do one last one, and this time we're gonna stay all the way up here. Okay, we're gonna hold it up. You're gonna zip your inner thighs together, bend the knee or sit on something high. First to do spine twist. So you pick the leg position you want. Arms are gonna go out to the ceiling. Now bend and bring your hands to the shoulders. Elbow goes wide with shoulder. You can bend here, flex your feet. Breathe out without misaligning the leg. Move from your waist to rotate to one side. Then breathe in, come back to center. Breathe out, lift the abdominals, lengthen the spine, rotate. Come back. Breathe in, lengthen, rotate. Come back. Breathe in, lengthen, rotate. In, open the arms out and continue. Breathe out, rotate. Keep the arms reaching like you had the elbow. Don't lead with the arm, lead with the waist. And back, last two. Breathe out. Go a little further. Keep reaching the arms away from the body. Good. Come back to center. Arms come forward. Roll back down. Scooping the abdominals. Nice. Bring the hands to the ground. Bend the knees in. Straighten one leg out. Can be your right leg. Okay. Point the toes. Zip the inner thighs together. We did this before, so if you're too tight, you can do it with the knee bend. You can do with the knee bend and still squeezing the inner thigh together. We're going to roll up to seated. So zip the inner thigh together, arms start behind you with the ribs anchored. Don't be down here with the ribs up. So push your ribs down and let the arms float where they need to be. Breathe out, scoop. Let's roll up. Scoop the abdominals. Up here, if you're too tight to come up, bend the knee until you can straighten the back. The pelvis stays slightly rounded like an imprinted position. Breathe out, zip the inner thighs together. Control your way down, maybe straighten the leg back. Let's do 3 on each side. Breathe in to come up, breathe out, scoop the abdominal, scoop. Keep zipping the inner thigh, reach your hands to your toes, and then keep reaching that hand, scoop, zip the inner thigh slowly down. Maybe one more. If you're tired, you can switch legs. Breathe out, scoop. Reach on a breath in, lift the spine. Breathe out, come down slowly, and keep your hands up here. Let's switch legs. The other leg goes up. So your leg is not too close to you. You need the space. Keep the leg slightly away. Zip the inner thigh, point the toes. Arm goes back, keeping the ribs comfortable. Breathe out, come up. Reach. Breathe out, come down. Nice, Vanya. So the same thing applies here. If you need to, you roll to the side, come up. Okay, you can either lift one leg and work that way, or you can keep both legs down and work this way down. Okay, so if you want to try just one leg, you can hold here to roll down. When you're done with the 3 on the opposite side, relax the legs down. Good. And we're going to go to the harder version of the teaser. So continue with this, continue with just the roll down if that's working for you. Otherwise, the more advanced is going to be teaser with the knees bent. So we're going to zip the inner thighs together and we're going to try the same roll. Just before we start, imprint your spine and keep this imprinted action all the time that you roll up. So scoop the abdominals and imprint the spine. Even if the knee comes a little closer, it's fine. Arm goes up here. We're going to start with a swinging the arm version to help you come up. So imprint, arm goes up, you're gonna swing, roll up, control, keep that imprinted position, lift the rest of the spine, reach your hands to your feet, really reach until you feel your lats active. Breathe out, zip your inner thighs together and roll down controlled. And arms go up and breathe out, swing, control your roll up. Where's my imprinted pelvis? Lift the spine, breathe out, keep reaching the arm to help you if you want to roll down. If you get tired, please just hug your knees and take a rest. And if for those of you who are more advanced, you can go ahead and try the full teaser. You can also bring the arms across the body, straight up and down, instead of swinging. The swing helps. So on your next teaser, if you want, you can roll up. Woo. Keep that pelvis slightly flexed, and you can try to straighten the leg a little more. Doesn't need to go all the way. If you have the flexibility, it reaches away, but I need this V position. So you're not rolled into your back and your leg is not low. You have to form a V, okay? Breathe out. You can keep the leg straight and roll back down. The leg can stay down there or you can bring it back up here. Arm goes up, breathe out. Even harder will be keeping the leg straight, keep the pelvis slightly rounded, and lift that torso off that pelvis. Come back down and rest if you're ready to rest, or do one more if you can. Nice work, ladies. All the variations look really good. So pick always whatever is comfortable for you and rest if you need to, because these are really, really hard, okay? Good. Let's bring the legs, now that they're warmed up to the ceiling. And we're gonna do these very gentle leg circles, okay? You can do it with the knee bent. You can support your head if you need more support with your back on the mat. Arms next to you, legs bent first. So either neutral or complete imprint. For now, I prefer you start on an imprint position. Then you're gonna drop the legs to the right and your left hip is gonna come up. You're gonna scoop and lift the abdominals to drop the legs forward and around to the other side. Opposite hip comes slightly up and back to starting position. The scapulas, the shoulder, and the ribs stay down, okay? So we're gonna drop the legs to one side, circle it forward a little bit, just to where you maintain a neutral. To the other side, the hip lifts a little bit and back to starting position. After you do two to one side, let's switch sides and start on the other side. Keep the shoulders anchored. Keep the inner thighs together. Don't let them separate, okay? So the pelvis is coming off the ground because it's accommodating for the circle and for the leg to stay together. Now, you can try to do it with the leg a little straighter or straight all the way. It's up to you. And you're gonna drop to one side, the legs don't split, pelvis comes up, scoop the abdominals, circle down and around to the opposite side without moving the shoulders, and bring it back to the ceiling. And again, drop it to one side, circle, lifting the abdominals, lift pelvis, come back. One more to each side, drop it to the right, circle, even your pelvis in the middle, come back. Last one to the left, breathe in to drop, breathe out to circle to the other side, come back and hug your knees. Good. Rock side to side. Okay, legs are gonna come to the floor, we're gonna straighten it, and we're gonna do that neck pull that's very similar to the roll up and down. For those of you that only do the roll down, roll to your side and come up to seated. For those of you who can come up, hand comes behind the head. Legs are either together, or if you're tight on your low back, open, and you may support your low back with a sponge that's gonna help you probably pop up, yeah? This in the low back will help you spring up. So we're gonna breathe out, scoop, roll off the mat, come all the way up and forward. You're gonna stack your spine against the wall. You're gonna squeeze your glutes a little bit, lengthen that spine and reach back on a flat back. When you can't anymore, you're gonna scoop round the pelvis, press the legs back and come back down. For those, keep going if you've got this. Remember not to pull on the neck, keep the neck lengthened. For those of you who want to do the roll down part of this, knee can be bent or straight, okay? And we're going to reach, you can hold your head too, that'll be great. Lift the ribs off that pelvis, lean back on a flat back, reach up, reach up, reach up. And when you can't anymore, you're gonna round down, either with the knees bent or straight. Then you roll back to the side, come back up, try to roll to the right once and to the left once, okay? If you're coming up to start. For those doing it, give me about 4 of these. And then you're gonna stay down on the 4th one. Good. If you can keep your legs together, the inner side connection is going to give you a lot of support, okay? Breathe out, scoop. So that sponge under my back really helps me. Stack your spine against the wall. Lengthen and reach back. Scoop and roll down. Good. When you're done, just hold it down. So what it? All right, stay there. Okay. Now we're gonna go into rollovers. Okay, and this becomes a little bit more challenging for people with discs, neck, and shoulder issues. You're not going to do the rollover. Now the options, instead of doing the rollover, if you can try to lift your pelvis and that doesn't bother your back, then you can do this lower abdominal exercise. Think of lifting the knee to the ceiling and maybe back. If that's too much, then do the double leg toe tap, scooping abdominals and back, and you maintain neutral, okay? So let's do a couple of lifting pelvis. Squeeze the arms and the scapulas into the mat. Scoop the abdominals and lift, okay? If this is good, try to straighten the legs a bit more and maybe try to go even further back. Up to the ceiling and then back. Yeah, good control. Now, if you can straighten the leg even more, for those who can roll over, okay, stay with the first 2 or even the double leg or single leg toe tap. We're gonna roll over to the top of the shoulders, not the neck. So scoop the abdominals, lift the legs, go parallel to the ground, so don't lower too much. Breathe out, roll down with control, pressing your arms into the ground. Good. So if you've got that, I'm gonna add the choreography. If you need to bend the knees and you need to support a little with the arm, that's okay, okay? Remember not to go past the shoulder. So we're not on the neck here, you're actually all the way down here. And then open the legs, flex your feet, roll down with the legs shoulder width apart and the feet flexed. At the bottom, point and close. And again, roll up. So if you're doing single leg toe taps, open the legs here too. Go into toe taps with the knees open and feet flexed. Try that. Okay, so you're gonna go up, open, flex the feet, roll down with control. Let's reverse it. Keep the legs open. It's shoulder width, okay? Not too wide, just shoulder width. Roll up with the feet flexed, point the toe, close the legs, roll down. At the top here, open, flex, roll over, close and point, roll down. And then when you've done 2 or 3 on each side, hug the knee and rock side to side. That's brilliant, ladies. I hope you feel stronger than the last 2 times. Yeah, we've been building up, so it's nice to feel that it's been improving. All right, so we've done the roll over. Since we're already here, you guys are gonna kill me. Let's try to do the jackknife, which is you roll over, you lift the leg to the ceiling, and we try to roll down. So we go up and over, we reach the legs to the ceiling as far as you can, and you keep rolling down, reaching the legs forward. Now, for those of you who are not going to do this, you can crunch up and you can do the double leg lowers here. It can either be with the knees bent if you need to, okay? For those of you who cannot roll at all, just do the double leg lower and up. Otherwise, if you want to do the jackknife, for those of you who can still do this, then try to do 4 or 5 of these, 4 or 5 leg lowers, okay? So we're gonna roll over, stay here. Now push your pelvis towards your nose and lift the leg to the ceiling. Keeping the pelvis and the legs towards the ceiling. So try to keep your tailbone and your toes reaching to the ceiling as you roll down, and your feet have to follow you forward and not fall back. Okay? Do 1 or 2 more. I'm just gonna watch you for a second. Good, Rania. Watch not to pull your neck, and your legs cannot be crossed, yeah? Can we keep the legs next to each other? Zip the inner thighs together. Nice. Good, Simone. That looks great. Nice. Now, good, Tamara. Just roll down, trying to reach your toes to the ceiling. Yes, there you go. Nice. Okay, it's super hard. It's fine. Hug your knees. We don't need to do a lot of those. Reach up, up, up. Nice, Simone. Great job. Very nice. Very good. Wow, that's a lot of work, isn't it? You're doing good. Okay, so let's roll to the side, push ourselves up, come up to our knees. So if you're not gonna do kneeling side kicks, you can stay laying on your side. So roll to the side and stay there to do the leg work. If you're gonna do the kneeling part of this, then you need to come up into the knees. I'm gonna move this back so you can see me better. Okay? All right, so if you're gonna kneel, there we go. All right, so we can keep the knees hip width apart. Arms are gonna come out to the side. Let's start with your right arm coming down to the ground first. So last time, remember we did this version of it? Let's go back to the original version. So from here, tuck your pelvis, tailbone to the floor, abdominals lift. Imagine you're inside the toaster. Arms are out to the side, and we're gonna lean to the floor. If you need some blocks here, please get it so you're not folded, okay? Arm comes to floor, hand and knee are the same level. The other leg comes up and the hand comes behind your head. Tuck your pelvis in. So push the butt of this hip forward and pull the abdominals in so we're not sticking the butt out. And keeping the leg here, we're gonna do leg kick. Flex your foot forward, point your toes back. Flex your foot forward, point your back. Keep pushing, keep your elbow going up, keep your shoulders nice and wide. Keep pushing the butt of that lower leg forward so you're nice and stable. Come to center. Let's do 5 circles. Forward, up, and back. 1, 2, 3. Keep that upper body working. 4. Keep pushing your butt forward. 5. Reverse. Back and up and forward. 2. Lift those abdominals. 3. Lengthen the tailbone with this leg. 4 and 5. Bring it in. Push yourself up. Woo! Come up. Good. Roll the wrist. 3, 2, 1. For those of you doing the other side, you can either flip over or change sides. We are just gonna lean to the side, tuck, okay? And when you're ready, arms to the side, and we're gonna lean. Use your abdominals to control. Look, lift the leg, arm comes down, leg straightened. Push the bottom butt forward, push it, and hands behind the head, open shoulders wide, flex foot forward, point back. Flex forward, don't arch, don't flex. So keep that torso as stable as possible. 3, 4, I lost balance. Keep squeezing that bottom butt. 5, I forgot how many I did. 6, 2 more. 7, and 8. Hold it. Center. Circles. 1, forward, up and back. 2, keep lengthening the leg. Keep pushing the bottom butt forward. Keep pushing into the arms. 4, 5, reverse it. 1, 2, 3, open up that chest to me. Lengthen the body. 4 and 5. Bring the knee in. Push yourself up. Wrists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Side plank. We're gonna do the rotation side. Actually, I'm gonna change. We didn't do the mermaid side plank, so we're gonna do that. Okay? Bring your leg out. We're gonna come into a full plank. Now, you can either keep your knee here, you can do both knees bent or one knee down, okay? You can do elbow plank and you can hook your foot back and do a full plank. You may also stack both feet. So, from this position, come out to the side, anchor the arm, push. Choose this leg to either stay here, choose your elbow, or choose to hook the back leg behind the front leg, or you can stack your feet. What we're gonna do is, I want you to lower your hip, lower your hand, lift the hip, lift the arm, and bring it up and over, okay? Lower the hip, lower the arm, lift the hip, lift the rib, lift the waist, arm up and over. If you wanna add the head looks at the hand as it lowers, head looks at the bottom hand as you go up and over, and then 5, woo, push, bring your knee in, come back up. Pull this knee in. If you want to go into your elbow, go ahead and switch to the other side. Even on your elbow, you can do on your knees or off the knees, okay? Extend this leg out. Come out to the side. Really press your fingers here and then choose your leg position. Hook it and here. Drop the hip, drop the hand. This mat is too soft for my wrist right now. Drop the hip, drop the hand. Lift the hip. Arm goes up and over your ear. Drop the hip. Don't bend anything. You're inside the toaster. Lift the hip, the waist, the rib. Arm goes overhead. Shoulders nice and wide, please. Add the head if you want. Looking at the hand. Looking at the hand on the floor. Arm comes up and over. And last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your knee in. Press. Come up. Bring the leg in. Relax. Roll your wrists. 1, 2, 3, 4, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good, everyone. All right, let's come into the mat. We're gonna come into our backs. And we're going to be doing those shoulder bridges that we did last time. Okay? Now, you're gonna lay all the way down. Good. If you have a roller or a ball and you don't want to use your hand, you can grab it, okay? So an option is a roller under the pelvis or a ball to bring the legs up and to do these, scissors and bicycle, remember? If you want to do the more advanced version, we're gonna lift the pelvis up, good, and you're gonna bring your hand to the back of the pelvis. So it's easier to go into your toes. Bring your hand, the heel of the hand under the pelvis. I'm sorry, I'm teaching it wrong. I'm teaching you the shoulder bridge. I want you to lift your legs up if you're not using the roller. We're gonna roll over and then position our hand under the pelvis. I was like, I'm doing something wrong. So you're gonna breathe out, roll back. Here, you're gonna put your hand behind you, okay? So you have the whole palm of the hand supporting you, but you're not leaning the pelvis into it. You're using your core to keep it lifted. So if your hand comes off, you're still holding yourself. Watch that you're not looking at me too much. Pull the shoulders and scapulas down and bring the leg as high as you can without dropping the weight into your hands too much. And let's scissor the leg away and back. And 2, pull the shoulders away from the ear and lengthen your head out of your torso. 4, the leg that's going away is the one that has the most work. Push your pelvis towards your nose as the leg goes away. Push the pelvis towards your nose as the leg goes away. Last two, last one. Bring both legs down. Take your hand off. Roll down, hug your knees, and rest. Okay, so we did the scissors. Let's go back up and do the bicycle. So now we're gonna do this bicycle and then we're gonna reverse. So we'll do about 4 and 4, okay? For those of you who have the roller, just bring the leg up either straight or not and do the same movements without having to support. The roller is on your sacrum or the ball is on your sacrum. Okay, so let's go. For those rolling over, roll, support your low back, pelvis, and then legs go to ceiling, pelvis to your nose, legs to ceiling. Lower one leg, reach the other one back, pedal the front leg, pull the knee back as you lower the other leg, and let's go 2, 3. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. If you need to do 2 more, do. Otherwise, you can reverse. Reverse. Keep that tailbone to the ceiling. You're reaching your tailbone to the ceiling. Pulling the shoulders away from the ear. Lengthening the neck and the head. So 4 to 6. Then straighten both legs back. Release your hand one more time. Breathe out. Roll down. Hug your knees. And roll your head side to side. Release the shoulders, roll that shoulder if you need to, roll it. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, we don't need your roller or ball, we're gonna go into a regular bridge. Now, for those who want to do an advanced bridge, I'm gonna show you that as well. So the feet come back to the ground, arms next to you. Your option is to come up into a bridge, whatever position you can support the bridge. Keep your arms really supportive. We're gonna bring the leg to the ceiling. You're gonna flex, come down. It doesn't need to come down very low. Let me show you on this side, so you don't lose your stability. Just come down to where your pelvis stays stable. You're gonna point, flex. We're gonna do about 3 to 5 on each side. If you wanna do the advanced one, going to your toes, lift the pelvis, and now your thumb wraps around your back, and you're actually supporting your pelvis with your elbow under your torso and your hand. So bring the elbow in as much as you can, drop the heels. So you are into extension. Push your chest away, lengthen the neck, and you're supporting the pelvis with your hand. It's pretty intense, yeah? And then you're gonna reach one leg up and you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna flex and point, flex and point. Let's go. So pick your bridge position and let's go. Flex and point. Breathe out, breathe in. 2. Don't let the pelvis position. 4 and 5. Bring that leg down. Adjust the elbow and pelvis if you're in this position. Push the chest and the shoulders away. Leg goes up and flex and point. 2 and point. 3, 4 and 5. Okay, bring it down. I'm gonna release my hand, bring it down, lengthen everything and roll down. Woo! Cross the leg, stretch. Nice work. Switch sides. And release. And let's roll into our belly and go into some of our swan. So last time we did the swan and the swan dive. We were able to do some dives. Let's go through that again. And we're gonna also try to maybe keep diving, okay? Which is swan rocking, where you just keep the motion going. For those of you who just need to do baby swan, small swan, all good. So let's start with a baby swan and let's work our way from there, okay? So I can move closer to you again. All right. So from here, we're gonna have the hands next to our head, forearms on the mat. Close. Okay. Pull the shoulders and scapulas down, lengthen the back of the neck so your head is floating off the mat. The legs are reaching out, mine are sit bones width. My abdominals are lifting and my tailbone is reaching back. The back of the neck and head and crown of the head are reaching forward. Okay, you may be looking just in front of your forehead, where your forehead meets the mat. Breathe in, shoulders, scapulas down, tailbone long. Breathe out, scoop the abdominals and start shifting your chest forward and up, using your upper back muscles to lift the chest off the ground. Then, here, pull the abdominals in, release the hand from the mat, find the activation of just that upper back with the scapulas, and then slowly come back down. And again, pull the abdominals in, lengthen the tailbone, shoulders down, crown of the head and chest reaches forward, tailbone reaches back, abdominals are lifted, and your upper back is lifting your chest forward. Lift the arm off the ground, keeping the abdominal engagement, lengthen the spine back to the ground. So now we're gonna keep the forearm on the ground and try to go higher. Pull the shoulders and scapulas down, lengthen the spine. Tailbone back, crown of the head forward. Looking forward in front of you, let's lift that chest forward and up. Now press into the arms a little bit more, lift the abdominals a bit more, come up higher. You're not lifting the head, but you are looking straight ahead, lengthening the back of the neck with the spine. Lift the abdominals, lengthen the spine, come back down. So now each time, I want you to try to come up a little bit higher. Pulling the shoulders down, shifting the chest and the chest bone forward, dragging the scapulas down your back and keeping those scapulas nice and wide as you come up. All right, so if you need to come even higher, we're now going to remove the forearm off the mat and start coming up a little bit higher. Keep those abdominals lifted. Try not to squeeze your butt. Just pull the abdominals as much as you can, and then you come back down. So give me 2 bigger swans if you're there. If not, do a few swans and rest. You can also do prone arm reaches and try to work just his. So Rania, you can go ahead and your face looks down. Reach the arms down, squeeze the scapulas, reach and squeeze, and then just relax without arching up. Abs are tight. So work through the arms and the scapula if your low back is bothering you. There, now squeeze the scapula, open the chest, and then down. So for the swan dive, now that we're warmed up, you're going to be here. The whole back of the body is active. My legs are reaching back. I can feel the back of the body working. I'm going to allow my body to roll forward, removing my hand from the ground, and I'm going to kick my legs up. My head stays up, and then I catch myself. So I'm going to allow my arms to be released, my legs kick up, and then I catch myself. Keep your head up. If you look down, you're going to hit your face down. Okay, the abdominals have to be really tight. The tailbone and the legs are really long. So you're not really compressing the low back. Good, that's it, Simone, beautiful. Now, if you feel comfortable with this, try to kick your legs back up for you to come down. Use your back muscles to lift you back up, okay? You can keep rocking. So you're gonna keep using your back and your legs to keep moving, okay? So let's find the momentum, abdominals tight, come up. Now I'm gonna shoot my arms forward. You can keep your arms next to you, yeah? So you can keep your arms here, or the more advanced is, my arms stay forward. I'm twisting because my body is not correct, okay? There. Okay, catch yourself and then come back down. So you really need to use the legs and the glutes to kick you forward and your back to bring you back. Legs lift, chest lifts, leg lifts, chest lifts, okay? but the abdominals are tight all the time. Were you able to do it? 1 or 2? If you're done with this, good. So when you release your hands, you can keep it next to the body. Yes. Now try to do 1 or 2 without catching yourself. Lift and down. Lift the chest. Yeah, it's hard. So the legs lifting is going to bring you down. The spine lifting is going to get you up. And you need to find that momentum. And the back of the body needs to be really tight. Yes, nice. There you go. Very good. Okay, so if you've had enough, let's stretch. Toes together, knees apart. Let's push, push, woo. Push those sit bones to the heel and keep pushing and reaching the sit bones to the heel so you get that stretch on the low back. Okay, then you can come down, forehead can touch. You can grab your heels and you can pull. Pull so you round that spine. And breathe into your back. Good. Then roll yourself up. Let's do a pigeon stretch. So bring one leg forward. Open it up. I didn't do a full swan or upper body. Actually, I didn't do that. I'll do it later. It's okay. All right. So foot flex, the other leg reaching back. Come down as much as it's comfortable for you. So this leg, the foot of this leg, flex it to support your knee a little bit. Stay squared with the pelvis on the ground and give me 5. I'll time you on this one actually. Each breath out, try to come deeper. Breathe into the pelvis, breathe into your back. But it's relaxed, yeah? No forceful breathing. Good. Bring yourself up. So that was a good 30 seconds. Swing the back leg forward. The forward leg goes back. And then adjust. Pelvis comes square. Leg reaches back to open up this hip. Flex this foot to protect this knee. Open as wide as you want or close it in as much as it helps your knee, okay? Don't overdo it. And then come down and we do our another 30 seconds. Keep breathing into your back. Slowly bringing yourself down. Relax your body every breath out and go deeper into the stretch. You should definitely be closer to the ground by now, okay? So we're gonna come back up. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to go belly down. So you're gonna lift your pelvis a bit and the leg that was under you, just stretch it back and come down into the belly. And what we're gonna do is a quadricep stretch, okay? So one arm is down. You're gonna turn and try to grab your foot. Now see how my butt went up? I wanna tuck my pelvis and push my pubic bone down to the floor and up my abs, holding here. If you can rotate your body to the ground and rest your head in your hand, great. Try to keep that butt from going up. If you're really tight on your hip flexor, it's gonna go up. But I want you to tuck your pelvis and hold. You should feel a stretch on your quads, the front of your thigh. Okay, if you need to rotate to help you, fine. So everything is fine. Just try to keep tucking the pelvis and lifting your pubic bone and abdominals up as you pull the heel towards your butt. Round your pelvis more if you can get a deeper stretch and bring heel to butt. Good, release it. Good, and then let's do the other side. So one side is definitely gonna be tighter than the other. This is my looser side. So round the pelvis, push the bottom of your pubic bone on the mat, and try to bring the heel towards the butt. Breathing in and out. Your elbow can reach towards the ceiling, or you can ignore what the elbow is doing because this is miserable. Just keep trying to round your pelvis. So keep tucking the tailbone and lifting the hip bones and the pubic bone. 5 more seconds. And release. So let's push ourselves back one more time, but don't go all the way back. Stay where it's comfortable for you, knees apart, and let's get upper body stretch. So butt is gonna go to ceiling and chest presses down. Now, if your shoulders are not happy, just sit back a little bit more and stretch from here. If you want a deeper stretch, please make sure that your shoulders are nice and wide. And when you're pushing down, you're not doing this, yeah? You're wide. Even if you can widen your hand, this is wide. Then you press the chest and you get that stretch on the chest and shoulder. Good, that's it. And then sit back, drag your hand on the mat, scoop your abdominals and take your time rolling up if you can, if your knees are okay with this. Roll up nice and slow. Nice, and roll the shoulders back. Nice work, everyone. So I really hope that you felt the difference between the first class, Thursday class, and today. I hope you're feeling a bit stronger, yeah? And a bit more ease with those moves. They're not easy. Of course, it's not going to be like magically happen, but that's only 3 classes, and then these are very advanced movements. So if you feel a small difference, that's actually pretty nice, yeah? Did amazing. For those who did the variation, it was great. And for those who did the full stuff, wow, great job. So let me stop the recording for those who made it through.